welcome to our first episode of the Heart Gold SoulSilver playthrough. Oh, this is SoulSilver, so I suppose just SoulSilver playthrough. I will obviously be starting, and I actually started on the sorry to keep you waiting screen because I think it's kind of apt, considering, you know, how long it's been since I've actually uploaded a video. Now, I'll just spare you, like I've said in my SoulSilver nuzlocke from the reading bit, because I'm not too fluent at reading, at least not out loud. But I will try to go through it, you know, slow enough that you can read it if you so choose. Now, I'm not intending to make this a nuzlocke. I'm actually kind of neutral on it. This is actually kind of replacing my, scavenge lock that I started out early March, and that's because the video went down where I couldn't record it, and then it decided to just kind of crap out on me in the way of, you know, it was hard for me to record, and then I realized that even so, it's overly complicated to do the scavenge lock with the layout I had back then. I mean, I may be able to do it now, but I'm not. You know, I'd just rather play the game as normal nuzlocke, if any nuzlocke at all. And that's actually what I'm going to ask you guys to reply in the comments about. I want to know, do you guys think this should be a normal nuzlocke, or should it be a nuzlocke, or just a playthrough? I'm hoping to get in this episode to the getting the Pokeballs. Yeah, I can't spell my initials, can you tell? Yeah, to get in the Pokeballs, so that way, and that's where I'll probably cut it off, only because that way you can actually decide in the comments for me if it will be a nuzlocke or not, because obviously people know nuzlocks only start once you have the Pokeballs, because you can't do them before then. I will be nicknaming my starter Pokemon, though, and every Pokemon just my starter Pokemon, because obviously I won't be able to get any more Pokemon until after I have the Pokeballs. And that way, you know, I'll be in accordance with the nuzlocke if that's how it is. But that being said, let's just start the game. You finally awoke. Only in Japan would it be you finally awoke. I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't read it, but things like that. I know a few of you. I think it had 13 views. I saw the team builder I put up yesterday, and regretful to say I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to do the team right now. I'll probably have to re-upload that video at some point in the future, because I went up, like, literally, before I was doing this, I was going to record the Wi-Fi balance for that to put up this week, and I realized that the Articuno I got, which was from a trade, was not in accordance with VGC rules, and therefore the entire rank battle wouldn't work, and I don't want to just be showing you guys legendary, legendary versus just my Articuno and the rest of my team. But I do thank you to the people who did end up watching the video. I really appreciate that, and even those people who probably would have but just didn't see it. It will be up again when I have an Articuno that's suitable for VGC and ranked matches in general. That Meryl was more excited than, or was about as excited as Pikachu when comparing with Ketchup. Some of you will get that joke. Anyway, let's go talk to our rival, because he's a real idiot. Not really an idiot, just a bully and a jerk. Someone you don't want to know. Anyway, it's amazing how he can throw you that far, considering he's your exact height and presumably your same age. Also, please do tell me what you'd like to see on the channel. Like, this is a pretty laid-back series that I can do, because I really do like the second-gen remakes. I mean, I like first-gen the most, but those remakes would obviously be only on Game Boy Advance, and I don't particularly have a capture card for that. So until such time, or until I can get it on an emulator, I'm just going to go with this, because I still get to go to Kanto, it just isn't immediate, and I don't get to pick my Kanto starter right at the top of the right off the bat. Also, if there's a buzzing in the background, I will try to neutralize that as much as I can. But if you can still hear it, I'm sorry about that. It actually went away for a little while, and then now it's back. And actually, if you look at some of my older videos, just go to my channel, look at the videos or whatever. They have some awful buzzing, and it's actually notable improvement. Knock on wood that's going to hold up that way, because it was just awful. But then again, that's when I started doing anything to do with Pokemon, really. At least publicly. I mean, I'd always play it with my friends and all that. I guess that is public, but whatever. I actually was going to time this video to be 22 minutes, but as I actually have a goal that I'm trying to get to, rather than just doing the, rather than just going with the time, I have a goal. It makes it. I'm actually just going to run it as long as it is, and maybe speed it up if I have to. I'm actually going to start out with the Centiquil again, only because in honor of the scavenge lock that I set up and went with. I mean, I may as well just go to a Centiquil just to kind of keep it somewhat similar, kind of a crossover type thing. And I'll actually name it the exact same thing. I love how it asks, do you want to give him a nickname? Then you give him a nickname. Are you sure that's the nickname you want to give him? Okay, so this is actually a true story. I'm sorry if I'm just talking too much, but honestly filling up idle space in a way. It'd be boring if I didn't talk, and people on my stream could definitely tell you that. Because for a long time I didn't talk. It was like a thing that they definitely earned. And the face cam was actually 400 followers, but that's kind of beside the point. This is honestly goodness a real story though. I have a friend, my best friend, his girlfriend's sister came down from wherever I don't know. She came from out of state to come hang out with him, and she just had her kid, and the kid, and I don't know. Anyway, the baby boy. She named it something ridiculous. She actually named the baby boy Sasuke after Naruto, after the Naruto series. And as much as I love Naruto, because I'm a big Naruto fan, I don't think I would ever name my kid anything to do with Naruto. I mean, that's just idiotic. I'd rather give him a normal name. But I mean, as long as the rest of her decisions with that child aren't as stupid as that, the kid might turn out half okay. Definitely will have a thick skin though, considering his name's Sasuke. Sorry, I was going through that a bit fast. Because when I'm playing just by myself, I usually just click through all the dialogue and not particularly read it. I mean, I will sometimes, but that actually gets me in trouble, as you can imagine, when it tells you to go to this and this place. I've had many a times where I've spent like 8 hours trying to find a place that's just right down the road, because I didn't look at the dialogue. So, I mean, I really should, but in this game I have it pretty well taken care of. Oh yeah, you see it like this. I'm supposed to go talk to my mother and get the Poke Gear, but I'm just like talking about some ridiculous baby name, and I completely forget. So that's a prime example. Luckily, this is not going to take me 8 hours. It's not going to be like good third of the series just in one town. I mean, I'm sure someone would very angrily tell me in the comments what it is that I was doing wrong, but that would be kind of embarrassing. I received Poke Gear. What a vague description, though. Poke Gear. I mean, I know it tells you what it is, but just if you just see it, like if you just are picking it up, you don't know what it is. It would be pretty interesting. Like, what type of Poke Gear is it? Like a Swiss Army knife of Pokemon tools? Does it have like your trainer's belt? Does it have and then a Pokedex, a GPS, compass? I mean, what exactly would it encompass? What exactly would it encompass just if you heard Pokegear and had no description, what would you expect it to do? You know, that's kind of just a bit of a rant, but I suppose a lot of people who watch me are a bit used to that. Does Professor Elm have milk? Milk. Does he have mail? Wow. Well, yeah. Doing this freestyle, because I've tried to do stuff like this on scripts, and this is pretty much impossible to script something that's actually happening in the here and now. And so that means you have to voice over it, but I'm just awful with reading scripts. Like, I cannot fluidly read them at all. I mean, people could argue that I don't really fluidly speak anyway, but it's that much worse. How you feeling, Centiquil? He's happy. That's good. I'm thinking in the interest of time I'm going to try to avoid as many changes as I really can in this show, only so that I can get to the Pokeballs around the 22-minute mark that I'm aiming for all the episodes. And I don't know if I might have actually said this already, but the reason I picked the 22-minute mark. Did I say 22 hours? Crap. No, I'm not making a video 22 hours long. But the reason I picked the 22-minute mark is because I'm a big fan of anime and just cartoons in general, as you can tell with the Naruto thing I just barely. Anyway, I figure that I binge watch cartoons quite a lot, and they're at 22. They're at 22 minutes because they take out all the commercials and you watch them online and everything. I figure that's a pretty sweet spot. People who watch Pokemon, isn't too far off to say that they also probably watch a lot of animated series. And that way it would actually be a comfortable and natural feeling length, I think. And that kind of sounded nasty, but whatever. It obviously was meant with no dirty thoughts intended. I believe that's an Oranberry. I'm not completely sure. I mean, honestly, I cannot think of anyone who uses Oranberries unless it's like an egg cup, competitively speaking. This old man wants to show me around the town. Isn't it always just like old men to want to tell you about their lives and show you everything? And he doesn't even. I mean, I assume he asks you again. Didn't really read the text, and I'm sorry I clicked through it a bit fast. But he's like, "Follow me." And then this is a surprisingly spry old man, because he runs faster than I can. Like, even with running shoes, he goes faster than I can. So that's the Poke Center. Pokemart. Obviously you guys can read that, I don't need to tell you what it is, but I've always found this part a little funny. In fact, I think all the games in the Pokemon series, at least up to 3rd gen, have some old man that's almost mandatory to talk to. I mean, you have the old man in the 1st generation who shows you how to catch Pokemon. Then you have the old man in this generation that shows you around town. A very small town that you could actually find all of yourself. He's actually showing me water, as if it's a new invention. I mean, the guy can't be that senile. But and then in 3rd gen you have the boat captain. I forget what his name is. But I mean, there might be some in 4th, 5th, and 6th. But there isn't one in 6th. I'm pretty sure. I know, other than the 3rd gym leader. I know there might be one in 5th and there might be one in 4th, but I don't know them as well. I've actually only beaten 4th maybe twice, and 5th I've beaten. Depending which, if you count white. If you count the black, white, and black, white 2, I've beaten it twice. So I'm not exactly the authority on those two. Now he gives me my running shoes. Oh no, not yet. Never mind. I almost was gonna. Actually, I can use a little PP. I think I lost like 2 or 3 PP on my tackle. Also, I have the game music going, which a lot of you can probably tell. But just on the off chance that it's too faint after editing everything, because I'll try to make sure it's balanced out pretty well. But on the off chance it's too faint, just let me know. Because I'll gladly raise it for my next video. Sorry about that. Clicking through it, just following my bad habits. I mean, I know this is kind of an overly stressed point that a lot of people have, even people who like Pokemon, but whose bad idea was it to say, 10-year-olds can totally carry around things that have bonfires in their back, in tall grass, never catch anything on fire, and then they can also handle themselves and handle money. I'm sorry, but when I was 10, I could not handle money, and my parents definitely wouldn't let me run around with pretty much a Human Torch at my butt. I mean, it's not even that much better if you don't pick Cyndaquil. I mean, in second generation, it's either you pick the thing with a bonfire on its back, you pick the thing that has really sharp teeth, or you pick the thing that could possibly cut you just by trying to snuggle up with you. Then they evolve into that, but then more as they go on. Well, that's another thing. What if you never see in the shows, because this is the only time it really ever happens with both trainer and Pokemon have personalities, but what if you have like the kind of smaller 10-year-old, or even any size 10-year-old, and they have a Dragonite, and the Dragonite decides, you know what, I really don't like you anymore. I mean, how are they supposed to be like, okay, get back in the ball? No, I'm pretty sure that Pokemon, as a wild animal, would probably just destroy them. But you never see that. So it was like, they can control humongous, powerful Pokemon. I mean, even in this game, you have like Lugia and Ho-Oh, and the legendary dogs. How? Just how? I know I'm overthinking it, but all this stuff is, like I said, it's overdone, to say the least. Also, I'm sorry if my topics seem a bit forced and not quite as fluid as they probably could be. I'm still trying to get used to talking, when I'm not in a battle, not in a Wi-Fi battle or a PvP battle, because in that I can tell people what I think the other guy's thinking, what I'm going to do. But when I'm just talking into space with no idea, what the AI is going to do. I mean, I know the Shad is going to tackle. It's going to do it. Oh, quick attack, my mistake. But it's a bit harder. So I need to find a way to make less. I think my topics are all right. I'm not rambling too much. I always ramble though. But yeah, I'd like to know. Well, I'll get better as it goes on. But just tell me if you think I'm rambling, and I'll cut my topics a little shorter. Even the topic about rambling. I wonder if it's illegal to have a Pokemon with a smokescreen in a movie theater. Yeah, I know. That was a bad joke also. You don't have to tell me. I'm ashamed of myself already. Don't do it. You have some stuff to live for, Cyndaquil. Yeah, I'd usually not run, but regardless if it's a nuzlocke or not, it still wouldn't count if I got knocked out, but still, it's not good form to just let my Pokemon get knocked out because of just unwillingness to run. That's just stubbornness. And as it was there, unless I was to get a critical hit, I wasn't going to take the Rattata out, and it would have taken me out. Hey, look at me running into the wall. That wall just came right up in front of me and made me run into it. Although it was a fence, but I'm going to call it a wall. I'm just kind of running at this point. I know I need to level. Probably should be like a level 7 or 8 before I fight the rival again. Or fight the rival in general. But I'm just kind of... I know I'm under leveled, so I should be fighting, but I'm just, again, trying to feel it out and make it a reasonable, length episode, because I don't want to have to cut, just get into the Pokeballs in half, because that would be 2 videos uploaded. It would be impractical. I love practicality. How would an owl growl? Just asking. I mean, would it just be a menacing hoot? From a hoot hoot? Hoot hoot with a menacing hoot hoot? No. Again, bad joke. Sorry for that. At least I'm not singing. People on my stream know that I sing. And it's not pretty. I love how it identified me. I'm the only Pokemon it's versing right now, and it had to use a move just to identify that I'm the target. For an owl who should have good eyesight, it's pretty dang blind if he has a magnifying glass to tell where I am. When I have a flame on my back, I'm sitting probably not like 5 feet away from it. Luckily that is easy to 2-hit KO, even without the crit. Well, at least now his foresight to know what it's going to attack. I already pretty much made that joke, but now I just used the name in it. So it's a new joke, technically, I suppose. That was not a 2-hit KO. That crit actually counted a lot more than I was expecting. Okay, so for those of you who have watched this game before or played this game through, you know that the way you get to Kanto is pretty much to get from Kanto to this point, you have to pass through the town East Outland. So my question is, why didn't Professor Oak come up to Professor Elm and say, "Hey, Professor Elm, why don't you come up with me to get the Pokemon eggs? I don't have to send a complete novice Pokemon trainer up to pretty much play a fetch quest for you." You know why? Because it's a Japanese game, and Japanese games love their fetch quests. And it gives you a good reason to get Pokeballs, I suppose. Kind of. Who gets the name Mr. Pokemon? Does that make any sense to anyone? Like, ever? It's just an old man who's probably collecting, retirement benefits, and his name is Mr. Pokemon. I guess it's probably not his legal name, but what do you think his legal name is? It's probably pretty interesting. Actually, it's probably the exact opposite. It's probably a very boring name. Again, overthinking it, but why the crap not? Why not overthink it? The world's so fun, kind of, when you overthink things. Now I get the Pokedex. I mean, yeah, give me the Pokegear, the multi-tool of all Pokemon things, but don't give me the Pokedex that should be included in the Swiss Army knife of Pokemon. I know that's not exactly what the Pokegear is, it just goes back to the joke that I had a little ways back, that I made a little ways back. Yeah, the feeling it's not last time with me, that doesn't sound creepy at all. Well, isn't it so great that Professor Elm calls directly when you leave the door? It's very convenient. Don't you guys hate, though, when that happens? When people call you, like, right when you're out the door to do something? Or after you left a place, someone, like, calls you when you're at the store, and you're just barely leaving, and they ask you to get something last second? Or when you're leaving the house and someone... It's just... Don't just hate when people call you, like, right when you leave the house. In any... I mean, that's not always a bad thing, but 9 out of 10 times, it's something you don't want to do. Because obviously you're leaving the house for a reason. Man, why'd the door and the poke set keep moving? Now, I'm going to upload the subsequent episodes of this, episode 2, whether this becomes the nuzlocke or not, whether either tomorrow, which would be Monday. Well, actually, I'm going to be uploading this on Monday, so tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, or on Thursday. Or on the day after that, so Wednesday, depending on when I get depending on what feedback I get and when I get the feedback. I'll see, because I would say that I'd upload it tomorrow, like upload episode 2 tomorrow if I get good feedback earlier in the day from this, but I honestly can't promise that, and it might be, and if that's the way it is, like, my ultimate goal is to make this a series that comes out once daily, on both weekdays and weekends, but I obviously need to kind of know the format first, which is why I'm not so sure with the scheduling right now. Man. Quill's so confident, it's like I can beat with my eyes shut. So must be right. And Totodile was like, hug me. But, I was no one wants to hug him because he's spiky all over. Sharp teeth, sharp spikes on his back. The thing is very unhuggable. It's almost like a cactus. A very cute blue cactus that's water typing. Now I want to hug it. Talk myself into it. Blue is actually not my favorite color. Purple is, but the water typing, and it is cute. Those two together make it very happy, or make me very happy. We were detected. It's okay, level 2 Hoot, not really too worried about it. I just realized though that the sprite looks like Hoot's a bit crooked. His eyes are a bit crooked. I don't know why, but it just barely occurred to me. I've played through this game a good few times. Just the eyes look they look a little off balance. Again, it's giving me a malicious Hoot to me for some reason. No idea why. Just a mean bird. You've heard of Angry Birds? Well, this is Mean Bird. In fact, this kind of does look like Hoot kind of does look like an Angry Bird. Or I should say Angry Bird looks like Hoot. Saying Hoot definitely came way before Angry Birds did. How? Man. Okay, how? Just tell me how. If the rival steals a Pokemon, while Professor Birch is right there, or Elm is right there, it's like, you know what? Yeah, you can totally take the Pokemon if you're right underneath my nose. This guy don't care at all. It's like, the guy doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, the police officer has to ask you, what the guy's name is and everything. You'd think that Birch would know this better than you do. Right now, it's just called That Boy. Obviously. I mean, it lets you make the name. Again, overthinking it, but still. That Boy. I mean, I figure they already know his name, so I'll just collaborate their story. His name's That Boy. I'm glad they understand you. See you later. It's like, okay. This is just weird. He just back up like he thought the egg was gonna blow up, and he's like, "Take the boy, not me. I'm too old and bespectacled to die." Doesn't make any sense. Now he gives me the Pokedex. I got all confused. I really should read the lines, but I don't usually. Too busy making bad jokes. And assuming you're still stuck with me, then you have a very high tolerance for idiocy, apparently. Oh, is he calling me stupid? Is he calling me mentally challenged? I'm a little different. I'm honestly just kind of perusing it. I'm not reading them word for word. Wait, you're saying even if I beat all 8 gym leaders, get through the Elite Four, I'm not even guaranteed to fight the champion? He might be like sick that day and I have to come back next year? Does he have a sign on the door saying out of the office? I mean, I don't care. If you're a Pokemon League champion, you shouldn't be BSing around. You should actually be doing stuff. Of course, that's kind of anyway, I won't spoil it. If you played the game, I think you kind of know what I was alluding to. I was going to say contradictory. But if you played the game, you probably get it. I don't believe that was I don't believe we got Pokeballs. Let's see. Nope. We have to go talk to her again. Man, my arm's falling asleep. Have to shake it out in a second. Get some blood going back in it. Cause I'm resting my arm on the table right now. It's kind of making my arm a bit sore. Also, this is kind of a separate topic. Doesn't have to do with Pokemon. While she's showing us how to catch Pokemon, which most of us could probably figure out anyway without the tutorial, let alone playing hours upon hours, days and days of Pokemon. But I actually applied for and went in with a YouTube partnership and monetization of my videos. I know I'm super small. I'm actually as of this point, I'm at 18 subscribers. And I can understand how some people might think that I'm just kind of cash grabbing, which I'm actually not trying to. I mean, the long and short of it is that I do this, I put an inordinate amount of time into both my streaming, and now I'm planning on going the whole hog into my YouTube. And I'd like to at some point turn this into a bit of into my job rather than just something I really enjoy doing. So for that reason, obviously a job, you have to show up, you have to do the work, but you also get paid for it. Otherwise, you're pretty much volunteering. And I'll say you volunteer to do it now, but I hope you guys understand that I would like some monetary compensation for my efforts, and it doesn't even come out of your guys' pockets. But just know that I'm not trying to cash grab. I'm just trying to make this something that I can actually live off of. I actually ended that quite well, right in time. Okay, so yep, if there's sleep, paralyzed. Actually, I've caught a Mewtwo. Sadly, this was a good 3-4 years back, so I definitely didn't have the recording software at the time. I actually caught a Mewtwo in, I believe it was Fire Red, with 1 Pokeball at full health. Just threw it. I mean, I know that's possible. Obviously, you can do that with a Kyurem as well, and Kyurem has a much lower catch rate than Mewtwo. But I just thought it was funny. Okay, so, crap. Okay, I was just trying to get out of the grass, and as I don't know if this is Nuzlocke or not, even if I do have Pokeballs, let's just not count this encounter. I know we would if it's Nuzlocke, so I'm almost tempted to catch it. Yeah, I'm going to catch it just in case it's a Nuzlocke that we decide on, just so I can keep it completely fair, and there's no exceptions. And obviously I'll nickname it to be compliant with a possible Nuzlocke outcome. Trying to think of a good name. Hooter is what I really want to name it, but I'm honestly not going to name it Hooter, as much as I'd like to. Okay, this is pretty lame. I might change it later on, but as I'm trying to just figure out what to name it, I'm drawing a blank. This is just going to be it. And it does technically apply to the rules, even though it's essentially not even a nickname, just a character change. Okay, so with that, and I have 4 Pokeballs left, I will leave it off here. Save up my. Usually you wouldn't see someone saving the progress, but I'm just going to save it for the sake. Turns out this video is going to be about 36 minutes long, which is not what I wanted to do. Obviously, it's going over by 14 minutes, but I think we covered a lot of things. I covered a lot of important things to myself, and you also got to listen to a bunch of crappy jokes. So altogether, it was a win-win. And there we go. We just saved. So yeah, I hope to see. I hope you all come back to watch episode 2, whether it be Nuzlocke or just a plain playthrough. And if you do, then that'll obviously be great. And also, if you did enjoy this video or enjoyed my commentary or anything like that, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also, if it's possible, please share it. Share the link, share the video, word of mouth of my channel. Whatever works, because I'm trying to get to grow. Not just for the monetization, which is obviously, I'd be lying to say if that wasn't an incentive, but also just because I'm trying to grow my YouTube so that I can kind of just help out my media presence in general. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a great day.